Welcome back, and joining us now is Mr. Atul Chaturvedi to discuss on what really seems to be happening on the edible oil prices here. Mr. Chaturvedi, thank you so much for joining us. And I'll come to you with the World Food report that has come in from FAO, which says that the food prices globally are the highest in 18 months for the month of October. And when you look at the overall index, the details will tell you that the major surge really comes in from the vegetable oil index, a surge of 7.3% month on month, and it's at a 2-year highs right now. And within this as well, the fastest of surge really has come in from palm oil, where in last 1 month we've seen prices gain up by 18%, sunflower is up 10%, rapeseed 7.5%, and soybeans at 3%. Guilty as charged, clearly, when you look at edible oil as a sector. What's your sense on where are we headed from here, and are things going to get any better?
No, I don't think things are going to get any better in the short term. But having said this, we must understand that once the prices go beyond a level, it also results in demand contracting. And India being a very, very price-sensitive market, we feel that the worst, probably in terms of pricing, has already got priced in. And normally, historically speaking, this period between November, December, and January is the period when the Indian crushing industry and the Indian crushing industry is in full bloom. But that is not happening this year. And one of the reasons why we are not seeing huge crushing activity is that the outlet for soybean meal has got seriously impacted because of the impact of DDGS and all the other cheap meals. And secondly, even rice bran processing, which is very, very active in these months because the Kharif crop is already there. So that is also impacted because I do not know the reasons why we have banned the export of de-oiled rice bran. So both these are getting affected. Groundnut and mustard probably are the only saviors as far as the Indian consumer is concerned. And the only good thing is that we have groundnut, which has now become an oilseed again. Earlier we were bracketing it as a dry fruit, but now the edible oil prices as far as groundnut is concerned are much more manageable. So we would probably see groundnut again making a big impact in terms of availability and in terms of crushing. But having said this, Indonesia is talking in terms of 40% blending from 1st of January, and they're also talking in terms of 50% blending by 2028. So I think Indians should brace for higher levels of prices, but that there's a silver lining to it as well, because with higher prices, you would probably see Rabi mustard planting very, very aggressively. So my take would be, if the politicians have to really seriously look at it, there's no reason why India should be promoting biodiesel from imported palm stearin and PFAD. It doesn't make sense, because importing it and then converting it to biodiesel, you only convert things into fuel in which you are surplus.
You have excess of, yes.
Yeah, that is something India needs to look at.
So, Mr. Chaturvedi, as you said, the prices are not expected to come off very sharply from here. We're looking at 5,100 of palm. I mean, we all talked about on how the palm prices will go higher, but 5,100 with estimates of 5,500 now. How do you read that? And going forward now, since you're not expecting the prices to come off, but how higher are you anticipating prices from here for some of these edible oils?
No, this is basically the demand period for Ramadan and the Chinese New Year. So prices would remain relatively strong. And the other thing is that the Malaysian numbers have also come off, and Malaysia now is only about 1.8 million tons as closing stock. So all these are positive. But my take is, beyond 5,200 or 5,300, mustard will find it difficult to go up too much. There's a lot of soybean available in the world, and the soybean is what is bringing or ensuring that mustard remains range-bound from these levels. Yeah. So I think the upside potential from this level is relatively muted at this point of time, I would say.
All right, Mr. Chaturvedi, thank you so much for sparing time and joining us on the show. Manisha, thanks a lot for joining in as well. Time to call it curtains on this edition of Halftime Report. But as CNBC-TV18 celebrates 25 years of excellence, we invite you to the most anticipated event of the year, the Global Leadership Summit, on the 14th of November, starting 10 a.m. onwards. A power-packed day with several panels focusing on India's economy, digital landscape, markets, entertainment, and a lot more. Only on CNBC-TV18. Business Lunch comes up next.